Okay, I think I've got a finalized deck list and everything for my Gadget deck for the tourney that got postponed. I'm gonna go to the sneak peek this next week. I'm gonna play there, so hopefully I can win there. I'm gonna show you kind of how my deck's been running and everything. Because I did, like I was telling you, I did a lot of playtesting against Dark World and it was doing really well. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you a couple playtesting hands so you can see how those go. Okay, my opening hand would be Banisher of the Radiance, Dimensional Prison, Bottomless Trap Hole, Widespread Ruin, Pot of Duality, and Starlight Road. I would activate the Pot of Duality to reveal the top three, and the top three are Attention, Banisher, and Smashing. I'd obviously add the Banisher so I have a second monster. So now my hand would be double Banisher of the Radiance, Deep Prison, Bottomless, Starlight Road, and Widespread. So first turn, I could go normal summon Banisher of the Radiance, set 4 back rows. Now, Heavy Storm can't hurt me because I've got my Starlight Road. And I've got Bottomless, Deep Prison, and Widespread. They cannot get over my field. They really can't. And plants in Dark Worlds are automatically almost like instantly crippled because of my Banisher, if anything. So most likely they're going to set a monster and like set a back row and pass. So I'll draw, and I'll draw into Fissure. Now I'll normal summon the second Banisher. This is where they usually activate cards such as, Torrential Tribute and Torrential Tribute, or when I attack, they'll Mirror Force. Again, the Starlight Road protects me from all of that. All of that is null and void with this one card. So if I summon and they Torrential, I just go Starlight Road. Thank you, free Stardust Dragon. I mean, that's all there is to it. So they cannot do anything in that sense. And then once I get the Stardust Dragon, then I have another negation. So if they actually Torrential Tribute and I go Starlight Road, and then next turn they try and Dark Hole, I'll just tribute the Stardust. I mean, it's just this opening hand would be solid beyond solid. I mean, it would be just auto game. It really would be. There's nothing they can really do against it. Now, agents, really there's nothing they can do. If they summon the Venus, I'll just bottomless it. If they summon the Earth, I wouldn't even care because they can't Honest or anything. And they can't Veil her, so I would just... There's really nothing they could do. The only thing they could even try and hurt me in that position would be like maybe a Deep Prison, which nobody runs anymore. And if they did, okay, you Deep Prison one Banisher. Now I still have a second one, so it's just, it puts you in a horrible position. That was turn 1. So I'll go ahead and do another one. Sorry, I do extensive shuffling. I don't like drawing multiples of shit. Okay. Okay. This time I'd open up with Widespread Ruin, Mirror Force, Compulsory, Attention, Green Gadget, and Dimensional Fissure. That is not the best opening hand, but it's still really nice. Now, first of all, I've got the Deep Fissure. That's removal. This is amazing. As long as you have one removal card, you're in pretty good hands. I've got a Gadget. That's good. That means I've got my Searching Engine. And the Deep Fissure prevents the Veiler. So I can go Deep Fissure, summon green, and I can search for red. Now that prevents Veiler plays and, stuff like that. So, I mean, that's really good right there. Again, I have a removal card, so they're going to be in a really bad position. Now, my hand is Attention, Widespread Ruin, Mirror Force, and Compulsory. Honestly, with this hand, I would just set a Compulsory and end. Like, I really don't want to... Because I don't want to risk a heavy. If they heavy, I don't want to lose too much. I mean, I'll lose this in a Compulsory, but at least I won't lose my Mirror Force or my Attention and my Widespread Run. So I would just set that and end. Now, let's say worst comes worst. They Heavy Storm. Alright, Heavy Storm destroys that. Let's say they summon Venus, go into a Gachi, run over the greens. Okay, I'll take that. Now it's my turn. I'll draw. I draw yellow. Now, that's not a nice draw. So, I would go ahead and summon the yellow. Now, I don't want to summon the red because with all the Mind Crushers running around, you always want to have 2 gadgets in hand. And that's actually something I've been doing new, that I actually want to draw more gadgets now. Like 2 gadgets in hand is the preferred number. That way if they Mind Crush, I still have a gadget. And that's tech on my part, honestly. That's player choice. Now that they've played their heavy, I would set 3 back rows on them. Because now they're like, oh crap, what does he have? Now I would let them go. And they usually at this point would summon another Venus or summon an Earth and then declare an attack. Now, this is where Attention becomes brutal because when you play attention on them, especially versus agent players, like you target the Gachi, and then everything else dies. I mean, my yellow would die too, but all they have left is Gachi, and I don't have to worry about any of their attacking monsters. I mean, that's what's amazing about that situation right there. And then I've still got my Mirror Force and my widespread. Now, if I was versing a deck such as, I don't know, I guess you see Dark World, then I would just Mirror Force, keep my Gadget. Thank you. Have a nice day. I mean, honestly, like that's why this deck is doing this. That's why I love this deck right now, because it has so many options. It has options for everything. I mean, everything they do, I've got options. The next turn, I would draw into another attention, which I can take that, and then I would go normal summon a red, search for a yellow. Now, since I don't have any destruction cards, this is where I will exceed summon, because personally I want to exceed summon. And since I just Mirror Force, they don't have any monsters anyway. Now, what will I exceed summon into? Well, to be honest, I've got the widespread rune and the attention, so I'm really not worried about attacking. So what I'm going to go for is pure beatdown power, which is Zenmeister. Now, you're probably going, why Zenmeister? Well, I would go into Zenmeister for the sole fact that Zenmeister is a 25 beat stick. Utopia is a 24, and a lot of people would just go, playing out Utopia or Roach. I don't have Roach because the card's too expensive, but yeah, anyways. I would go into Zenmeister for beatdown power because I like saving my Utopia for kind of like rainy days, I guess you could say. I save my Utopia, so I would go into Zenmeister, and I've got a pretty good control from here on. Next turn I would get into a Defissure, which is removal. I mean, this deck has a pretty solid opening most games. I mean, this was actually, in my opinion, if you want to know, was a bad opening, and I still could play out of it really easily. So let's do one or two more opening hands and see how it comes out. But like I said, I've been playtesting non-stop over and over and over, and this deck just opens beautifully. I mean, it's just time and time again. Like, both games, I didn't even see a single Tengu. I mean, if I see a Tengu, I mean, it gets so much better. I haven't seen a Tengu, I haven't seen a Dark Hole, I haven't seen a Monster Reborn, but still, it doesn't matter, because even without those kind of power cards, I've got so much control and so power, it's fine. It's just, it doesn't matter. So let's go ahead and shuffle it up again, and, Monster Reborn, Yellow Gadget, Solemn Judgment, Pot of Duality, Dimensional Prison, and Trap Hole. That's a good hand. That's a beautiful hand. I love this hand. I would go Pot of Duality, reveal 3. Reveal Tengu, Dark Hole, and Banisher. Oh, yes, add the Banisher. Oh my gosh. Happy days for me. This hand just became godly. Like, seriously, this hand just became, like, the shit. Because I now have Solemn Judgment, Deep Prison, Trap Hole, and a Banisher. That's like game over, honestly. Dark World and Plants are automatically dead. And really, agents aren't going to be doing a whole lot because of Trap Hole and Deep Prison. So I would honestly just go, normal summon the Banisher, set 3 back rows, and end. And they've got no graveyard. And no matter what, if they normal summon, I can kill them. If they attack, I can kill them. Even if they played a Tengu, I've got the Solemn Judgment. Just Solemn Judgment the Tengu. I mean, that's all there is to it. And a lot of people would, a lot of people actually would say, well, what if they have a Heavy Storm and you Solemn? And I'm like, okay, and then they summon Tengu. Well, yeah, I agree. That would be annoying, because if they summon the Tengu, then they would attack with a Banisher. I take 100. Now, I am not activating these on a Tengu. Don't be a retard. You don't fucking Deep Prison or Trap Hole a Tengu. I get so tired when people say, well, you have to play those to kill the Tengu. No, you freaking don't. Do not do that on a damn Tengu. Draw for your turn. I draw bottomless, lol. Set the bottomless, normal summon the Gadget, search for a green, and end turn. Now, what I'm going to do next turn is I've got the Monster Reborn, so I'll just freaking Monster Reborn my Gadget, normal summon another Gadget, and go into a beater and beat over the Tengu. Usually the only deck that uses Tengu is Plants, so I'm going to assume I'm playing Plants. So, I would let them go. They're going to go into something, and I'm just going to bottomless it, because I don't care what it is. There's probably going to be a Titanium or something, but I'm just going to bottomless it either way. So they're going to attack over the Gadget. That's fine. Then I'll draw. I draw Trap Hole. That's fine. Now I go normal summon, search for red. I go Monster Reborn on yellow, search for green. And now, I will Exceed Summon into a Beast Stick, Zenmeister. And that's how you play against Tengu. You don't waste your 1-for-1s, otherwise you're gonna lose, like, every time. Like, I get so tired when people say, well, you gotta waste your 1-for-1s, you gotta waste your 1-for-1s. No, I do not. Now I can beat over the Tengu at will. I mean, you don't waste 1-for-1s on Tengus. That is like the most new play I've ever seen. It's ridiculous. You don't do it. So yeah, that's basically how I play my deck. And like I said, I honestly, I did, like I said, yesterday I did an entire day of playtesting versus Dark World. Now, I didn't record it because that would be recording 3 hours of games, and to record that would be almost impossible with either my old camera or my phone. I mean, my phone can hold like 40 minutes of video, and my camera can hold like maybe an hour. And really, I wouldn't want to start and restart and start and restart, especially with my camera, the one I'm using right now. It takes high definition video, and to upload that to YouTube, I don't know why, but it takes like an hour for a 5-minute video. This video is going to take like 2.5 hours, honestly. So to record an hour of gameplay and then upload it to YouTube it would be like unbearable. I really do apologize. I will try and get more video of me doing some playtesting so you guys can see how the deck works. Hopefully versus plants, because agents, you already know gadgets can beat. That's not very hard. Dark World, obviously I run removal, not very hard. Now the biggest thing I hear is, oh, how do you beat plants? How do you beat plants? So when I do playtesting against a plant deck, I will try and get at least some of those games recorded and put them on YouTube for you guys. So this is the Gadget Guru, and I will catch y'all later.